Hello everyone and welcome to the second best of 3 here in the Intel Extreme Masters Season 2. Of course, still play day 1, still Group A, and we are on Turtle Rock again. It is XyLigan, the Russian human player, here in grey, in the top right spawn position. Altar first for him, barracks, everything as expected, and his opponent starting... Oops. Okay, there are the HP bars. His opponent starting in the bottom left spawn position in pink is the French undead player eLquA, who's going for a fast altar and cigarette and a pretty late crypt. So, you know, usually what you'd expect to see, since this is late 07, is ghouls early on and eventually a destroyer push against the human expansion. But yeah, we'll see what he's gonna decide to go for here. There's the shop, there's the scout. For XyLigan, yeah, we're gonna take a look at his altar in just a second. Most likely the IEM, of course. And yeah, that's his choice. And the Death Knight is eLquA's choice. So one of them is going to join Hasuops at the top of the group here currently. Hasuops, who in the previous best of 3 took down Nightwolf. And one of them is gonna join Nightwolf at the bottom of the group. So yeah, there's the second cigarette. So we're just gonna see regular, for the time being, regular ghouls here by eLquA. And yeah, we'll see if XyLigan is gonna go for the fast expansion here. I mean, he most likely will, but yeah, maybe we're in for a surprise. So DK spawning here, getting rot immediately. Let's see if... no, he's not going for the kill on this peasant. He yeah, wants to start harassing the hero, the army, the creeping of his opponent immediately. So it looks like he's not planning to really go for, you know, hurting the opponent's economy all too much. I mean, there's not really anything he can do about this one, because this is like the easiest, you know, creep camp in, you know, one of the easiest creep camps in all of Warcraft 3. So usually the human is going to be finished by the time the undead arrives. And with the skeletons, okay, he's going to try and deal a bit of damage to the peasants. It looks like he just didn't want to waste the time to, you know, to lose track of XyLigan's army. And yeah, there he is. Let's see if he's getting the last hit here with the coil. Yes, he is. First XP for the DK as well. XyLigan tried to yeah, block the DK here with his AM, but maybe the wiser choice would have been to just use the AM's damage output to get rid of the creep more quickly. Of course, in hindsight, that's a very easy statement to make. XyLigan continues creeping, building another peasant here. I'm curious to see. He's gonna be up at 210 lumber soon.
Our forces are under attack.
And you know, he's creeping very far outside of his main base. So yeah, he's building another farm. Like, he's got so many farms. This gotta be a fast expansion eventually. But it looks like he's gonna take his sweet time taking this expansion. Still plenty of mana on the DK. I think 2 more hits and then a coil will be enough, which he can do right now. Circlet. Okay, he doesn't want it. Okay, why not? So he's leaving the circlet. He just wants to keep track of the army of XyLigan. As we can see, 1 peasant has fallen here, 1 ghoul has fallen here. The harassment isn't doing all too much, since XyLigan hasn't even started, you know, creeping his expansion or anything. And now he's applying some pressure. The tech is halfway done. Let's see how much damage he's going to be able to do here. I'm guessing he's not going to be able to force a cancel anymore. The tech is too far along at this point already. The DK is a bit out of position. Yeah, he doesn't get in range of this Acolyte. So this one is going to fall. I think this is the scout which just returned here. So he's still up at 5 Acolytes at the moment. One of the footmen has fallen. A second Acolyte has fallen right now though. But not really sure if this is going to be worth it for XyLigan. Another Acolyte is in a bit of trouble. The ghouls are in position right now though, and they are doing plenty of damage to those footmen. The DK is out of mana, so even another Acolyte is gonna fall right now. And yeah, this really starts to hurt the underplay here. Even another Acolyte is being surrounded here. Nicely done and killed. And there's the Town Portal out, level 2 on the DK. But there is one Acolyte remaining, so he killed 5 of them.
Job's done.
So this is, yeah, he's not gonna mine a lot until this tech is finished, but it's way too far along to be cancelled. And XyLigan is still tier 1, keep that in mind, that he's even trapped himself here with his Town Portal. So he's killing the tower. I think he could have just killed this tree here with like a click with his peasants and kill it, but decides to kill the tower. And while he did plenty of damage here, his expansion is gonna be so late. This is a very unordinary game. Yeah, now he's pulling militia. The undead is there. And sees that. Looks like he wants to creep here. And yeah, now he's rebuilding those Acolytes. I mean, he's got no gold, so his slaughterhouses, his tier 3 is gonna be all super late. So both of them are delaying everything they plan here. Well, XyLigan is delaying his plans here voluntarily, and eLquA is just forced to build everything later because he doesn't have the resources. So he's creeping the expansion here, he's gonna get level 3, but at the same time his main base is taking huge losses. Is he gonna be able to force the Town Portal here? I don't think so. Like right now the Death Knight can escape towards the left hand side into the back of the human base. XyLigan with the Scroll of the Beast, he's gotta get back here, he's gotta defend. He's taking so much damage. Couple of peasants have fallen. He's going for the shop here next. Yeah, but now XyLigan is coming in with 4, 6, 7 footmen and a level 3 IEM. There's no way in hell that eLquA can take this fight, so he's just retreating for the moment. And resource-wise, he doesn't have anything. XyLigan, that is. He's got no means of building this town hall. He's sending his peasants back. He's probably gonna get this tower killed here. And cancels? Not cancel? Okay, doesn't cancel it. And yeah, he still cannot take a fight here. No chance against the level 3 IEM, against the waterman. Like, that's the big weakness of the ghouls. Once the IEM is level 3, it's so hard to actually take a reasonable fight, you know, to trade, to trade somewhat equally. So, you know, in a normal game, that's often a problem when the human starts harassing the undead base, cancelling slaughterhouses, and so on. Wow, and he didn't even build a graveyard so far. I didn't see that previously, but he didn't have a graveyard yet, and he just got the gold for graveyard now, so his slaughterhouses will be so late, my goodness. And yeah, DK is taking a ton of damage, and it looks like XyLigan doesn't know how crippled the economy of eLquA is here, because he's building so many towers. He could just go ahead and defend here and build a town hall. The way he's doing it, he's wasting a lot of time, a lot of resources, but of course he's playing it safely. He has no information about the economic situation of his opponent, and therefore, from his point of view, this kind of makes sense, I guess. I mean, this is the last he saw, which is like, I don't know, a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, tier 3 started right now. Graveyard is coming right now. DK doesn't really... wow, this is super risky. He's got a town portal right now. Yeah. Don't think that was worth it for the one additional peasant kill.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, and XyLigan is the one pushing again right now. And the graveyard just finished, and there is no space in the back of the base for slaughterhouses. So the slaughterhouses will have to be built here. And I guess there's a human army there, which is not gonna allow that to happen. So this is a very difficult situation for eLquA. He's gotta deal with this human army with the Scroll of the Beast here. And yeah, he's only got ghouls, and ghouls are horrible against the level 3 IEM. I said it previously, and now we're seeing that in action. The Death Knight had to buy a potion, he's using it right now, and yeah, he's got one Fiend right now. Is it even a tech switch? Isn't he even gonna go for the Destroyer push anymore? One ghoul is being called here. The DK again is in trouble. The damage output just by the IEM against this DK is so painful, and this is gonna be a very, very difficult situation for eLquA. In the meantime, the expansion, after 9.5 minutes, the fast expansion in huge quotation marks is finally being built. The Lich is out though, which is going to be a huge help with the Nova against this human army. But yeah, all that XyLigan wants at the moment is just to keep focusing these ghouls, because a bunch of water elemental hits are enough to really put those in a tough spot, and as we can see, yeah, he's just chasing after the goose with the water metals, and this one is gonna fall. AM is level 4, which is nice. Level 2 aura is certainly not gonna hurt the human here. DK is coming back, but yeah, he doesn't really have too much that he can do right now, and he's even running through the creeps, and wow, 6 HP. The hatchling really wants to get the kill here, but I guess, you know, with his tiny legs against the DK, he's not really gonna get it. Wow, he's really trying, but nope, not gonna happen. And yeah, as you can see, he's trying to get the slaughterhouse up right now, but even with only the AM and the water metal, he's already threatening to kill that one. So eLquA has to move his entire army out of the base to fend that off, even though there's only so little left for the human to really apply pressure, which level 2 for the Lich already though. So while it was painful for eLquA, XyLigan also invested a lot of footmen into this aggression. And yeah, the hatchling, he didn't make it. eLquA making sure to punish that one for trying to get the DK killed. DK, by the way, just sitting on the other side of the map. Now he could finally retreat back to his base and use the Blight to get some HP back with, you know, proper speed. By the way, Cloak of Shadows for the Lich level 2.5 already. He really leveled quickly. Let's just take a look at XyLigan's bases here quickly. He's building tower number 4 currently. AM, yeah, no more town portal, only Cloak of Shadows, and a bunch of towers at the expansion. There were 6 peasants mining here, but not anymore. And XyLigan is, I'm not really sure how aware he is that he's not gonna face a destroyer push here. We'll see. Like, if he overtowers, then there's still a chance for eLquA to, you know, do decently in the later stages of the game. Okay, even getting some Blight here for the DK to regenerate more quickly. Now he's got the aura, he's got the Blight, and he's got a statue, so he's really regenerating quickly. And he wants to go for the very quick counter expansion, which might be a smart decision, because there's really been a lot of footmen invested into this aggression earlier on, so there's not too much remaining for XyLigan. And with these decently level heroes, I mean, the Lich is gonna reach level 3 right now if he gets the water metal, or if he gets anything killed for that matter. Yeah, he's even investing a coil here just to get that Lich up to level 3, and these are super strong heroes. And only with the AM and a bunch of footmen, I think cancelling this expansion is gonna be a tough call for the moment, unless eLquA is, you know, getting a little bit ahead of himself and, you know, continues to creep, like here, for example, and gives the chance to his opponent to just swoop in here with the AM and a bunch of water metals and, you know, cancel the expansion. But I guess that's not gonna happen. He's got a skeleton scouting here, that's very nice. Got vision of this path to his expansion, and he's creeping here, so there's no way for XyLigan, unless he takes some super crazy path like around here and then there to the expansion, to get that one cancelled. But he's not even trying to do so. I guess he realized that his opponent's got quite the sick heroes, and therefore he should use his time differently. And he's creeping, you know, spawn position, red camp, finds a Sobi mask, which is awesome, finds an XP tome, which is quite awesome as well. Reached level tier 2, MK coming, another footman coming. And yeah, only a bunch of towers. He seems, yeah, okay, of course, since he's seen the expansion, he knows that there's no crazy all-in push coming. Yeah, only a couple of towers, which should be enough, like even if there's like 2 destroyers or so, that these towers are gonna do it. Especially since back then the masonry upgrade was stronger than it is these days. Looks like now maybe he's gonna go for a bit of harassment. Did he? Wow, he did not see that. Now he saw the water metal moving. Morphing one destroyer right now, draining all the mana from the other one, but he's gonna be forced to retreat here. Yeah, I guess he misinterpreted the water metal there. Maybe he thought it was just a scout since he didn't see any of the footmen. The acolytes have to fall back. XyLigan is coming in with his footmen. The one destroyer, yeah, can do plenty of damage against the footmen. One of them is being nuked down, a second one falling as well, a third one falling. MK and AM are the only units available for the human right now, so there's no point in continuing to fight here. Looks like one Acolyte has fallen. But the expansion, the counter expansion is running. So both of them with an expansion. In the meantime, you know, tier 3 orb, slaughterhouse, everything is looking decent for eLquA actually. And Hooligan in the meantime going tier 3, getting a workshop. Like, despite the craziness of the first 10 minutes of this game, this is shaping up to be a somewhat common undead versus human, in which the undead decides to go for a counter expansion instead of a, you know, instead of an all-in push. Acolyte's continuing to harass the MK. Did get the boots of speed, but he's still gonna be coiled down in just a second by this DK. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Nothing that Hooligan can do about it, but I mean, it's a level 1 hero, so he doesn't really care about that. And yeah, 2 workshops and the barracks. So I'm assuming we're gonna see Knights flying machines here with Paladin 3rd hero eventually. Second slaughterhouse coming for eLquA. IEM is being tracked here by a Shade. This is super risky. He's got no TP. And eLquA, okay, maybe he doesn't want to show that he's gonna run there in just a second. But I think this was like super risky. eLquA is gonna head here in just a second anyway, I imagine, to prevent this expansion from coming up. The Shade saw it, of course. But I think he may have missed out on an opportunity to kill the IEM there. Then again, you know, there was the scout farm here, so if Hooligan had seen eLquA coming there, then he probably would have just retreated immediately.
Our forces are under attack. Ready for action.
So okay, Meatwagon already added here, so he's expecting tanks, which, you know, he could, eLquA, Hooligan that is, could build, of course, eventually if he wants to, but doesn't have to. So yeah, very careful scouting is required of the undead in this situation. Desi's coming in, I'm assuming Dispel here, maybe, no? He should Dispel here eventually, just wants to get rid of the majority of footmen, and once again 3 of them have died. The Meatwagon has survived, IEM 5 soon, DK also 5 soon, Lich level 4 though, that's the big difference here. And another Meatwagon, actually he's going for tanks, so never mind there what I said. Going for a lot of tanks, so Knights and Flying Machines, the basically straight up fighting composition is not the choice of Hooligan here, but against an undead counter expansion, tanks just as well are a very viable choice, of course, for him to, you know, gain back his economic advantage that he wants to rely on. Meatwagon now used for offensive, for aggressive purposes. Looks like he's even attacking the heroes with that one. Now he's going for the town hall, and the first tanks are finally rolling out here. The IEM is doing a bit of attacking against the Meatwagon. One of them isn't going to do all too much. The second one has been added right now. This one is still sitting in the back of the expansion. The Ghoul is heading over here to just make sure to not miss any second expansion attempt of Hooligan. Because, yeah, Hooligan is playing the economy game right now with these tanks that he's building. He doesn't want to beat this army in a straight up fight, at least not anytime soon. He would love to, you know, get the expansion killed, or at least win enough time to get a second expansion up. So these tanks, 2-0 upgrades by the way, sent through the middle just to basically tell the opponent, you know, let my expansion alone. And that's exactly what's happening, but 4 Meatwagons are in position already, so even if he gets like this tower killed, this shouldn't be doing all too much. Now the human army is coming in from the back as well. One of the Meatwagons is going to be picked off level 5 on the DK. The human heroes need to be very careful here. The Meatwagons are in a very awkward position here though. He doesn't really get the chance to just quickly focus down the tanks here of his opponent. Another Meatwagon is in trouble. Nuke and Staff of Sanctuary used on the Paladin, so he's gonna be at home for the moment. Actually, no coil skilled yet by eLquA, but he wouldn't have killed the Paladin anyways, even with a higher level coil. So yeah, this would have been 51 supply, by the way, for XyLigan. This would have been the time for the human player to maybe build a bunch of towers at a you know, future second expansion while winning some time here with this little push. He would have had the resources, but now he's building them. That's weird timing, because you want to do that while the undead is busy, not while the undead has the time to go there and you know, cancel your plans. But the ghoul is gonna see that, and this is so far the spawn position in the top left is the only position that has been crept already, where XyLigan can take a second expansion. In the meantime, the pressure continues being applied against the human expansion, but second masonry upgrade already in place, and yeah, that's quite painful to deal with. Another bunch of tanks is rolling towards the expansion, but 4 meat wagons are way too much to have these tanks be, you know, reasonable from an economic standpoint in any way. But at the same time, XyLigan got another decently sized camp. MK is level 2, Paladin is level 1.5. This one, where did the ghoul go? Ah, okay, the ghoul left. The circle is still just lying around on the ground, so apparently no one really bothers picking that up. And yeah, XyLigan knows that this expansion attempt is doomed to fail. Is there a town portal? There is a town portal on the Death Knight. So he's probably gonna want to use that, because otherwise he's gonna lose all of these meat wagons. So yeah, the towers are being cancelled. XyLigan very, very ambitiously, but yeah, fair enough, is building another tower there immediately. I mean, it hasn't been seen because it's night and the vision range is super short. 1, 2 meat wagons, I believe, have fallen. Maybe even 3 out of the 4. And I don't see a second one. Even the 4th one is falling. I mean, the level 1 Paladin is fallen, but that's not a bother for XyLigan, because it's 170 gold, so who cares? And he did get rid of all of the meat wagons, so that requires a huge investment of his opponent. Once again, actually 2 ghouls are here to continue the harassment, so eLquA is doing a good job dealing with this second expansion attempt by XyLigan for now. So yeah, I'd say eLquA is looking decently here. Now the circlet? No? Okay. It's just going to the shop. Let's see. Getting another town portal. And the ghouls are gonna cancel the guard tower here. Another 2 siege engines are ready. Another 3 are in the base. So yeah, we're gonna have 6 tanks here soon. Only 2 1 upgrades though. I feel like especially defense upgrades on these are like super annoying. And he's applying more pressure, and he's added a worm already, and we see freezing breath already, so that seems to be the common theme so far in this second season of the Internet Extreme Masters, and he's preventing the towers from firing back for the moment. And of course this frost worm is amazing against the tanks, because you can slow them, and against the knights, because it's doing insane loads of damage. And yeah, the first knight is already in trouble. The first fiend has been attacked here, and with the Scroll of the Beast used, there's no way in hell that XyLigan can stay in this fight. The tanks are rolling forward though. The first one has fallen already. 3 meat wagons are in position again, and look at the damage they are able to do against those tanks, especially in combination with the Orb of Corruption. Once again, from the top, the human is poking in. Knight has been staffed. 1 fiend has been taken down, but that's all the damage that XyLigan can do there for the moment. But another attempt to get a bunch of towers up for him. This is, yeah, I guess this one is not really gonna be a serious attempt to get that second expansion. That would be so crazy if he got it up here instead of the position that is in every way superior. Or maybe here, yeah, that makes more sense. So he's gonna creep this one finally. AM is already level 5, so he should probably keep that one away, since he's got 2 knights and the water elementals and the heroes. But I guess he just doesn't want to waste any time in this game here. And yeah, this one, that was like super obvious that one wouldn't be a success. It looks like the mains have run out, by the way, so both of the players down to 1 gold mine currently, and these towers are not going to finish. And it looks like XyLigan seems to be of the opinion that this tank playstyle isn't working out for him. Like, if you go for tanks and you play the economy game, and you don't get an economic advantage, then yeah, then you have to think of something else, of a different approach. Claws of attack plus 12 at the top right, by the way. And I guess now he's going for the fighting composition, knights and flying machines. The composition I expected right from the start.
Our town is under attack.
Or well, basically the composition I expected once I saw the double workshop. Usually tanks are played with triple workshop as well though, but you know, whatever. So another tank being caught on the way, DK on his way to level 6 already, but XyLigan has been given some decent time creeping his second and third hero, and now he's got level 533, and that's where, you know, he's really getting into the sweet zone. And with those strong heroes and a decently sized army, he still should be able to, you know, take fights eventually. Quite 73 supply, XyLigan at 62. Yeah, that's the problem. The counter expansion has been up for quite a long time, and therefore it's not like he can really outmass his opponent anymore. Dark Ranger third will be yeah, now he's putting the Death Knight back, and now he's putting him back in. Okay. So wasting a huge load of XP. It looks like no one wants to waste any time here. The second expansion attempt is going to be taken care of immediately. Well, I guess calling it an attempt is not quite right. So he's getting rid of the expansion. I guess, you know, from this point of view, creeping this one as quickly as possible somewhat makes sense. But it still was too slow. He still wasn't, you know, nearby enough. Not in a good enough position to you know, do anything about this expansion getting killed. And yeah, look at the number of flying machines that XyLigan already has. It's like 16 flying machines already against, yeah, these bunch of air units that are gonna take a huge lot of damage. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough fight to take, I feel like, for eLquA, even though he's... Wow, how is he at 80? Ah, another worm is spawning. Okay, so yeah, he's at 80 supply with 2 worms, which are gonna get quite a beating perhaps right now by this huge lot of flying machines. The first one is falling immediately. The second one is being bolted, coiled, and still focus fired. And it looks like the air fight is just clearly gonna go to the human player. And the Death Knight is in trouble as well. He's gotta use the Invo Potion already, close to level 6. MK is getting the level up, is at level 4 right now. Another Fiend is falling. And yeah, the air fight has clearly gone in XyLigan's favor. Right now it's Fiends against Knights, which, you know, on paper is a clear victory for the human units, but I guess with the undead base and those strong heroes defending, maybe XyLigan shouldn't really dive in here with his ground army anymore. In the meantime, DK level 6, Dark Ranger level 2, Nova on the Paladin here, and Silence, so he's not going to be able to use Divine Shield. Does he have anything? Yes, Staff of Preservation, very nicely used just in time here by the Mountain King, saving the Paladin from the coil, which yeah, was about to kill him. So very nicely done there by XyLigan. And now, after winning this air fight, I think he should have the opportunity to get that second expansion in into place. There's still, these guys are still beyond useless for eLquA. So if you just look at it, yeah, that's also a reason, of course, why he was at 80. So technically that was like a 66 against 71 supply fight. And yeah, he just continues creeping again, not moving his DK and Lich away, which is super surprising because right now yeah, okay, he's got so few units. I mean, do you really want to creep that with your Dark Ranger and 2 Fiends alone? Another energy pendant here. That's nice though. Huge loss of mana. And at least his scouting is very much on point here. The next expansion attempt is going to happen right here on in the top right corner. In the meantime, though, in the bottom left corner, the survivors of this massacre up here did build another expansion, but I feel like the water mantle is going to be able to scout that in just a second. Once again, the human army is coming in though. Mountain King does focus the Dark Ranger, and the Holy Light is actually coming from the top, and the Dark Ranger is going down before the Town Portal comes through. And another little setback here for eLquA, and yeah, another step by XyLigan in his attempt to fight his way back into this game. He's definitely back in this game already. I'd say if he finally gets that expansion up right now, he's probably even at an advantage at the moment. Whereas eLquA, he still has 2 mines as well, so I wouldn't count him out yet. But yeah, this human army, the super strong human heroes, Bash, Holy Light. Is there another bolt coming? There might be Invo Potion used just preemptively here. I guess he got a little nervous in, you know, his pointer. And he's not gonna be able to hold that expansion, yeah. I may have been a little bit too quick to judge there. So eLquA is losing that expansion. He's got a decent number of fiends again. Still... okay, he's got those wagons, which got a little bit too excited here about attacking this human expansion. And I guess he might just sack those, because they aren't doing anything at this point. And while the human is... he's not even taking them down. Yeah, I guess XyLigan also realizes the non-value of those wagons to his opponent at the moment, so he much rather wants to defend this expansion here against the real threat, which are, you know, the heroes and the fiends. Didn't lose a peasant though, so nice, nice overview there. Well, lost one right now. Nice overview there by him seeing the undead coming in, of course, because he's got the ward here, and moved the peasants away quickly. So he lost only... okay, he lost 2 actually. But could have been much worse, and he forced the Town Portal there in return. And now it is eLquA who's down to only 1 running mine, which still has 6,000 gold left. The water elemental is gonna get rid of... let's see how much one of these... yeah, only one of these, at least for the moment. Nerubian Tower is helping them out quite a bit. Okay, Dark Ranger is back. He's got an Invo Potion on both his Death Knight and his Lich. No items on the Dark Ranger though, so she is going to be a pretty prominent target for the human. And the Mountain King invisible. If I saw it correctly, down here where he got the Dark Ranger killed, he was also invisible, but that kind of happened so quickly that didn't even get to mention it anymore. And yeah, pretty good map awareness there by XyLigan, like having his stuff everywhere, just always either making sure that there's no expansion coming, or if there is an expansion coming, then just getting rid of it very quickly. Coil Nova comes on the Paladin. Divine Shield has to be used. The Fiends are charging forward. The first one is going to be killed immediately. The first Destroyer is being killed as well. Death Knight is in a little bit of an awkward position. The Knights on the ground are doing a very good job. The AM needs to be careful. He's able to use the Town Portal. The Dark Ranger is able to use the Invo Potion here as well. So neither of the players losing one of their heroes here. And Town Portal was forced of the human player, but still a very successful fight for XyLigan. He got both of the Destroyers killed. He's got 1 Fiend killed, and I think he didn't lose anything there. So yeah, that's a trade worth taking. And eLquA is going for the top right expansion immediately again. Is he buying a Town Portal maybe? He doesn't have a Town Portal. He's just buying a 3rd Invo Potion again. So he's got an Invo Potion on all of the heroes, but if he loses this fight here, then that is going to be bad news. On the other hand, no TP on the human as well, and he doesn't have his Paladin available just yet. So is he going for that one already, or is he just waiting until he can commit with his Paladin? But it looks like eLquA isn't going to give him the chance here. Doesn't really want to commit. He's just taking a quick cam on the side. Dark Ranger has reached level 3 in the meantime already, thanks to the massacre that he was able to you know, to get done up here. Yeah, and 35 minutes into this game, there's still green creep camps to take, but not for long. AM soon to be level 6. That's going to be horrible news in a game like this for the undead. Whereas the DK has been level 6 for a while. He's got Unholy Aura level 3, so no ultimate or anything like that. By the way, 1,000 gold in here, but I mean, he's got this one, so he's fine. And almost 5,000 in the Undead expansion. And we're gonna see the next fight. Still one of the wagons is alive. 56 supply for eLquA, 75 for Hooligan, who's got a huge load of knights here. No upgrades on those. I'm a little bit surprised that... Okay, now he's getting more upgrades. Getting the first attack upgrade. And even going for tanks again. So yeah, he seems to feel very comfortable here. No air units at all. No hard counter to the knights. Only the knights as a hard counter to the fiends on the field. So yeah, theoretically this should look very good for the human. Level 6 for the IEM. Silence still on the Mountain King. Now it has worn off. Coil goes on the Lich. The Death Knight needs to be careful. Pulling back towards the right hand side here. Plenty of flying machines actually being picked off one by one by those fiends here, and the knights are also taking plenty of damage. The DK is on the run, but he's not really taking too much damage, so I think there really was more to gain in this fight for Hooligan here, but he's still looking decently. The Death Knight is coming in from the top again. He still has the Immo Potion. Is he able to use it in time? Yes, he is. Has to go back to the top though, I imagine, in just a second. Coiling the Destroy here, which is very low, which leaves the Lich exposed. He still has an Immo Potion as well though, but the Bolt is killing him, and Town Portal... No, it was just a Staff of Teleportation, which has been used by the DK to the back, to the shop, to get a heal potion, which he's using right now. He's got the mana for 1 coil, which he could use on the Dark Ranger, but he's down to 30 supply right now. He's got 2 units and 2 heroes, which is most likely not going to be enough to strike this human army back. Bolt goes on the Death Knight once again, and level 5 even for the Paladin. GG by eLquA. Another one of these long games here. Hooligan, like this early game was one of the weirdest I've seen in a long time. The human expansion going up after like 9 minutes or so, but in return, Hooligan first pushing, killing the majority of ghouls. The majority of acolytes, then pushing later on, delaying the slaughterhouse, and really just spelling trouble to all of these ghouls that eLquA had to, had available to defend his base and nothing else, basically, while at the same time feeding the Lich all the way up to more than level 2 from 0 XP. And yeah, then eventually, of course, it transitioned into this somewhat normal kind of human against undead late game, where eLquA was able to deal with the tank play of Hooligan very nicely. No chance for Hooligan to really get that second expansion up, which is usually the plan with the tank play. And I don't think even a single tower finished at a second expansion attempt of Hooligan all this time. But then I guess the main problem was that he was kind of overcommitting on tanks, and Hooligan on meat wagons, and Hooligan did the tech switch. And then eventually the fight in front of the undead base was terrible for the undead, where he lost 2 frostworms and 2 destroyers super quickly. I guess he didn't really pick up on that tech switch of his opponent too early on, which I think was also caused by, like, these little details are so easily to overlook. For example, when Hooligan took down the expansion of eLquA in the middle top left, like the natural expansion of the top left spawn position, he didn't reveal the number of flying machines that he already had. He just went there with the knights, and stuff like that can really make a difference, because I don't think if eLquA at that point had seen the number of flying machines, he would have never built a second frostworm, which was totally the wrong choice. So even though he did well against the tank play, he just had the worst possible unit composition to deal with the knights flying machines eventually. Like, he had meat wagons, he had very few fiends, and he had 2 worms and 2 destroyers, which were just annihilated in like a second and a half. And after that, it was basically an uphill battle. He had the expansion in the bottom left for a little while, but wasn't able to hold that one. Like, just the threat of nuking forced him to use the Invo Potion there that one time, and he didn't even try to defend the expansion. And then he was so far behind that there was no coming back from that, and therefore he's losing the first map here. Hooligan takes the first map, and we're going on to the second map, which is Echo Isles.